All right, guys, I got a real quick modification for your fuel injector connectors. These are the stock connectors that come out of my 95 Bronco. I don't know what other models have, but I do know that for my 95, this is what was in there. Um, Here's one that's intact. It's got both of the um, clips on each side, but most of what I have one clip broken off. And me being OCD, I don't like that. So I was out at the junkyard today getting another fuel injector because I had one that froze up on me. And while I was there, I noticed on the 98 Lincoln Town Car, these connectors are the same exact connector with the exception of the gray housing. The internals are exactly the same, and I'm going to show them to you in just a minute, but they're exactly the same and they fit on just the same way. But the good thing about these is they have squeeze tabs, they have squeeze tabs in the back that release these catches on the fuel injector. These connectors, you got to pull real hard and they'll let go, or you pry them open with a screwdriver, and that's hard to do, and I think that's why most of them get broke off. But I went and got these connectors, and I am pinning them out and taking the insides out and putting the new housing on my truck. But before I finish the job and get rid of all of these new housings, I was going to video how they come apart. That way, if you wanted to do it, you could do it yourself. First of all, if you can see in there, there is a red gasket that's got to come out. You just come in from the side with your pick and dig it out. Try not to tear it up because you're going to need it. And then this yellow keeper, this is what keeps the contacts in the connector. If you'll see right here, there's a hole or a slot. Just take your pick straight in and lift straight up, and it pops out. Once that pops out, you got your two connectors that you need to take out. And to do that, if we can hold the camera there and show you, right down here, there's a little plastic tab that you have to pull back out of the way on each side to get these connectors to release. Now I'm going to get some room here and do this. Just pull in, and the wire comes out the bottom. Once you release that little tab, let's see if I can show it to you on the camera here. Right there is the tab. That's what locks in these electrical contacts inside this connector housing. So right there, I'm going to put my pick in for the next one, push it in, and tug on the wire as I push it in, push my pick in, and you'll feel it release. It never goes first try when you're videoing. Release, and it pops out. Now all I have to do is do the same thing to the connector that's on the truck. In my wires, I won't have to cut and solder or connect them. There'll be factory wires. There'll be no breaks in the shielding or anything like that. No place for corrosion or a bad connection later. So the insides are just exactly the same. And when you go to put them back together, you'll do it just the opposite. I've noticed that all the connectors I've done so far, the red wire has been on the left side. So you just take the contact, you find the square hole on the left side, and you slide it up in there, and you'll hear a small click. The red wire is in place. The other wire goes in the other side. Push it up, you hear another click. So both wires are locked in. You take your moisture barrier, slide it back up in the bottom of the connector. Then your yellow keeper, it fits right back in there. And then you just mash it down. It'll click in place. And then your red moisture barrier for the top side. Just push it down into place. There's nothing that holds it. It just stays in because of friction. Just poke it down. And then your connector would be ready to go on your truck with these nice little squeeze tabs instead of the other kind of tabs that come on their factory. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that if you wanted to do it yourself, it's real simple. The worst part about doing this, you can see from the video counter, it's about 6 minutes for me to take one apart, explain it to you, and put it back together. The worst part about doing that on your truck is, with mine, I've got a jacked up truck, and I've got a creeper on a topside creeper I lay on, and it tears up your back. But that's the worst part about this job, is doing it to the ones that's on your truck. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that real quick, and it might be something that you'd be interested in doing, and you know, just real simple. Thanks.